It's early morning in the Cowichan Valley, and I've arrived at Fairburn Farm just before milking time. This has been a dairy farm for over 100 years, but today it's not cows that are being milked here. Fairburn is home to Canada's very first water buffalo herd. Water buffalo? Why water buffalo?
We were looking at something different. My dad always wanted to milk cows, but with the quota costing so much to get into, you're looking at millions of dollars before you start getting your buildings and your milking parlor and everything.
Wow.
So he was looking at a John Deere magazine, and there was talk about milking buffalo in there.
Okay.
And I was in England, and they were heading over there to see my grandma anyways. So they popped down and checked out the buffalo farm, and that's how it all started.
Oh, okay. So, and how large is your herd today?
We have about 50.
Now, Marianne, I understand you guys were the first in Canada to bring water buffalo to commercial use?
Yes, my parents imported the buffalo herd, a Bulgarian Murrah herd, out of Denmark in 2000.
So a Bulgarian herd out of Denmark?
They were owned by an Australian farmer sitting in Denmark waiting to go to Australia, but it was around foot and mouth, and the plane wasn't allowed to touch down in Singapore, so they decided to sell the herd. So it happened, the perfect timing, that my parents were looking for a herd of water buffalo. Wonder which airline they flew with. I guess they'd be flying cattle class. And, like most jet setters, they prefer accommodation with a pool.
They have less sweat glands than cows.
Right.
So if there is water sitting around and it's a sunny day, they'll all jump in and cool themselves off. But it's not, with our climate, it doesn't get too hot, so it's not completely necessary.
Pretty good for them.
But we do have a few ponds for them to jump in.
At the moment, all of the milk produced by this herd goes into making Natural Pastures buffalo mozzarella cheese.
This is a mozzarella. It's picked up Mondays and it's in the stores by Fridays to be enjoyed by everyone.
Of course, mozzarella is a fresh cheese, so it doesn't have the sort of the shelf life. You don't age mozzarella like you do with cheddars and
so the fresher the better.
Yeah.
It's great with tomatoes and basil. It's good on pizzas and lasagnas.
I love mozzarella, especially buffalo mozzarella, because it's not that stringy, dry.
Exactly.
Oh, fabulous. Now, this is the hard question. What happens after they stop producing milk? Is the meat good for eating?
Yeah, it's really good. It's some of the healthiest meat out there.
Right.
We, since our oldest one's 14, we haven't had that problem yet anyways.
So Marianne, just to confirm, water buffalo and North American buffalo or bison are not the same animal,
No, they aren't. As far as I know, no one milks the bison.
Right. I don't think I'd want to milk a bison. They're pretty mean looking animals. I mean, these guys look pretty sedate.
Yeah.
I'm visiting the Cowichan Valley, an area that's full of small farms and amazing food producers. At the heart of the Cowichan lies the town of Duncan. Not surprisingly, its farmers market is a chef's delight to visit. I never know who I'm going to meet here and what new local produce I'm going to discover. What's all this?
This is a fat chili farm. We've got all sorts of different products.
Love chili. I absolutely love chilies. Anything to do with chili. So we got mustards.
We got some mustard. We got some cumin spicy sauce.
Okay.
Crabapple jelly.
Right.
Hummus and salsa.
This is hummus, is it? Wow, look at that. This is fabulous texture.
Very fresh.
And this is all local products?
All local. Actually in Cobble Hill, just around the corner. We grow 40 varieties of chilies.
40.
40. Right. Well, we're 1,600 plants.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So we grow everything by ourselves. Yeah.
40 varieties of chili and a whole new range of spicy sauces to try. For a chili lover, this sounds like chili heaven. I have to find out more, so I'm paying a visit to the Fat Chili Farm to meet the DeWalls. Penny DeWall introduced me to some of the more exotic peppers in her greenhouse.
This is called fish pepper, and it's from the Caribbean, and it's really prized in cooking with fish. These ones are called Big Bomb, so you get a lot of flesh on them, and they're reasonable medium heat. Purple serranos. So it's a serrano is like a hybrid of a jalapeno. It's thinner and a bit longer. And we use those for the salsas. They're great.
The sauces are created by Penny's husband Shani, who kindly set up some tastings for me. We've got lovely flavour.
It's got lots of stuff in
nice
it.
balance of flavour.
Yes.
And here comes the heat.
Yes.
A little bit of heat. But not overpowering at all.
Not too much. That's right. Yes.
The salsas and pickles are all delicious, but what about a real hot sauce for chili lovers like me?
The spiciest sauce which we have is Wizard Choice, which is, I am the wizard actually, Wizard Chili Wizard.
You are the chili wizard?
This is my favorite kind of sauce.
To get hot sauces, you need hot chilies.
The hottest types are the habanero types. And the measurement of heat is called Scoville units. The habaneros will usually be in around 250,000 to 600,000 Scoville units. The hottest chili in the world is over here.
Is that the ghost chili by chance?
This is a ghost chili.
I've tried the ghost chili. And what is this? Is about 1 to 2 million?
Yes.
On the Scoville
it's definitely
scale?
over 1 million Scoville units. I think you welcome to try.
I like heat, but I think I'll pass on that one just at the moment.
We started it 2 or 3 years ago. I'm actually fond of chili and spices and spicy food.
Yeah.
Looked around BC and I just didn't see anyone doing any chilies.
We did our organic master gardeners course a couple of years back. Everything's organically grown here.
Right.
And I love chili peppers. It's just a passion.
And like so many small farmers in the Cowichan Valley, the DeWalls are keen to keep it local.
Everything you see over here is actually pretty much 90% is all from here. From Duncan, from Shawnigan, and from Cowichan Valley.
Fabulous.
Anything we use with our chili product, we try to basically get it from locally and from local market, basically.
Right. Keeping it local is very much the theme of the whole area. Picturesque Cowichan Bay is the home of Cowichan Pasta Company, and they certainly try to keep it local. They use freshly milled flour exclusively grown from local grains. And in the kitchen, Chef Matthew Horn tries to use only local ingredients, as he demonstrated when he cooked up some ravioli using these wonderfully fresh, hopping local spot prawns.
First thing we're going to do is just saute off the asparagus and the prawns, or what we can do is just show people how to peel them. So what we do is we just grab the head, pinch it, and just pull it right out like that.
And of course there's the spot that gives it its name.
Yep. What I'm going to do is just let the pan get hot. And the only thing that unfortunately I can't get right now is butter or oil from the island.
Right.
So now that the asparagus is softened up a bit, I'm just going to throw the prawns in there. The one thing with the prawns is that you don't really want to overcook them.
Nope.
So just very quickly in there. So we'll just take our prawns and asparagus. It's got our Hillary's cheese here that we mix.
This is Hillary's famous fromage à la crème, isn't it?
Yes.
It's almost like a drier version of cream cheese, isn't it?
So the one thing that really misses out of stuff like this is like lemons and all that. So what we do now is to substitute that is use Venturi Schultz verjus, which is a nice tart and almost lemony substitute. We've got our filling. Start getting the dough going.
Okay. Now this is a whole wheat flour, isn't it?
This is it's called a sifted wheat.
Okay.
And it's because the brand's not removed, it looks like a whole wheat.
Okay.
About that much flour, a couple eggs.
A couple eggs.
And a little bit of water.
So you're looking for that nice sort of soft, soft pliable dough consistency, aren't you?
Yep. So all I'm doing is just getting it to the right thickness that I'm looking for.
So that just gives you your pocket.
Yep. Fill it up. And I just roll them out. And we just pop them out and throw them in boiling water.
So what's your suggestion for serving these, Matt?
My personal preference is just a little bit of brown butter and a little bit of verjus.
Okay. So again, just that little bit of that citrus notes.
Yeah, to help cut through the richness of the cheese and
they look fabulous.
Enjoy.
Oh. Fabulous. Nice fresh flavors. Now that's great ravioli. That really is fabulous. Browsing the farmer's market is a great way to find the best local produce. But let's face it, most of our food comes from the local grocery store. Recently though, some of the better local stores have started selling food from local producers, giving us more choice and the chance to support our local farmers. Dave Hubsher of Country Grocer is showing me around the meat section of their Cobble Hill store.
Okay, so what we have here is our Island Pastures beef. This is a grass-fed beef from the Comox Valley, Parksville. Well, I'm learning that even the grass has different nutrients up and down the island. So each beef, so their nutrients are different, and so it's kind of interesting stuff. And then we have the Tannadice pork, which is from the Comox Valley as well. This is a product, the same thing as it's as organic as you're going to get, but without using the word organic.
Yeah. So again, no added growth hormones, none of the junk that goes
none of that
into
stuff.
a lot of meat.
It's they call it kind of a happy pork because the environment that the pigs are raised, it's It's actually kind of fun to go.
A really
sit
nice
there and
life
watch
with
them.
one really bad day.
Yeah, that's right. And then the farmhouse poultry, you look for this label, you know, all these labels, really, you're supporting all the local farmers on Vancouver Island.
Exactly. Now, are you finding that your customers are demanding more and more local meats, local products?
Yeah, there's definitely interest, right? More people are supporting the local farmers and growers, and yeah.
So when we're talking about these local meats, I mean, it's almost the next best thing to a farmer's market, isn't it?
Yep.
In a sort of a commercial retail environment.
Yeah, it's definitely fresher, more convenient. You know, in all our stores, 7 days a week, you can pretty much buy the local product.
It's definitely worth looking around stores like Country Grocer, and it's surprising how many local products are available, like Farmhouse Poultry. Farmhouse Poultry comes from just around the corner. The facility was opened in 2004 to give smaller local farms somewhere to process their chickens. New regulations had closed many of the existing processing plants on Vancouver Island, forcing farmers to ship their birds to the mainland.
A typical farm for us is a large one would be 20,000 birds, which sounds like a lot to somebody who doesn't know. But on the lower mainland, a large chicken farm would be 250,000, and they're
on one
farm, yeah.
Wow.
And they tend to be all within a small area, whereas here we're spread out throughout the whole island. All of the chickens are free run, so that means they're raised in open barns. So they're not in cages, they're able to wander around.
Yeah.
And
or what do you do that's special about your processing
we
for the
do
chickens?
a European air chill process, which is quite different than any of the other processors that I'm aware of in BC. And what that is that rather than a water chill process, with water chill, the birds are tumbled in a water and bleach solution, and the
Bleach, they put bleach in.
bleach in it, yeah. And the chicken will absorb up to 6 to 7% of that solution. So that's why if you look at our chicken compared to, you know, maybe another chicken on the shelf, it has a little bit more pink and yellowish color to it. It's not as white as what some other chicken is.
Yeah, because some chickens, the skin is very, very pale, very white, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's from bleach.
It is,
because
yeah.
that's not the natural color of the chicken.
Not the natural color of the chicken. And another thing that is a lot of people don't think about, there's a lot of concern with how animals are treated and medications and things like that they're given. The other issue is that just the travel time, like how far they have to go. Like we're within an hour of most of our farms that have the chickens, and also within an hour's drive within all of our grocery stores as well. So as far as carbon
this meat
footprint
actually
goes,
probably moves less than most people commute to work.
yeah, that's probably.
Now back in the studio kitchen, I am really happy to have my good friend, Miss Dana Hutchings from
Hello,
Check TV.
hi.
Thank you so much for coming in.
So thrilled to be here. Although I have to tell you, when we talk about rookie chefs, I'm going to be the rookie.
That's all right. That's the job. Again, you are here. You are the viewer. You're going to show the viewers that you can do it. If you can do it,
If I can, they really can.
Well, what we're going to start with, something really simple. These are some wonderful farmhouse poultry sausages.
Fantastic.
So these are nice gluten-free sausages that are made with local chicken, all air chilled, done really well. Little tip, just line your baking sheet with a little foil, make clean up a snap.
Ah, I like
So I'm going
that.
to throw that in a hot oven just to cook the sausages off while we get everything else ready and prepared. What we're going to do today is just make some flatbread pizzas.
Oh, great.
Simple, easy, again, prepared crusts.
Beautiful.
Whole grain pizza crusts. Square, so everybody gets exactly the same size piece. So tell me a little bit about you, Dana. What is your role at Check?
Well, I've got a couple of roles. I'm the assistant news director, so I'm involved in the daily working of creating the stories and coming up with our concept for the news. But I also anchor the segment Checkpoint, which is the interactive segment, the social media side and all that stuff. So I have a diverse job, but it's a lot of fun.
And that's really a great, engaging kind of concept, isn't it, for a television program? Because you are actually in direct contact with a lot of the general public.
And that's what we really realized with social media. There's this whole other media out there where people had great voices and great comments. So we love bringing them forward. It's great.
I think that's the wonderful thing about Check as a station and as a broadcaster, is because it really is, it's a true local station, isn't it? It's about the community
It is a
as a
community
whole.
station, you're right. We're all owners and operators and employees as well, and we really believe in that community and community engagement.
Well, I don't know about you, my stomach's starting
cook.
to rumble a bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to make our own coconut sambal. I'll put the ingredients in and you can do the stirring. So we've got a little bit of coconut cream, coconut milk there, and a little bit of sambal. So this is just chili, basically ground up chilies and garlic. So we're going to make it a little bit spicy. So if you just want to give that a good stir, and then just a little bit of tomato paste, just to, again, pizza sauce needs that little tomato component to it. And then we're just going to put a little olive oil in there. Okay, about a
makes
tablespoon
everything
of
better.
olive oil. That's right. And that just basically gives us a little bit of liquid, and it'll help to seal the bread.
Sure.
And that's it. Piece of cake.
Wow,
So
I
we've
can
got
do
our
that.
own version of coconut sambal.
Great.
Okay. So then all we're going to do with this is we're just going to spread that and just cover. Now you want to get this right to the edge because we're going to cook this in a fairly hot oven.
Okay.
And as I say, that's the base for our flatbread pizza. Nice and easy.
Great smell too.
So then what we're going to do, we've got some pickled vegetables. So in this case, this is sort of a Mediterranean mix, like a antipasto. So there's peppers and tomatoes and onions in here, an eggplant. And then we're just going to scatter that around the top of the pizza. Now what I should mention is I've got a baking sheet in my oven getting nice and hot.
Right.
So that when we put this on, the bottom will actually crisp up nice and quick.
How hot are we talking?
500 degrees.
Okay.
We're going to go hot and fast with this one. So how long have you actually been with Czech? You've been with Czech for quite a while.
Quite a
I
while, yeah,
understand.
10 years.
Yeah?
10 years or so,
So
yeah.
again,
long
you've seen
time.
that whole transition through.
Yes, through a couple of companies actually, yeah.
Yeah.
More fun to be independent.
Yeah, I guess it is. I guess it really is. Now, our sausages are done. Again, all we want to do, they will cook on the pizza itself. We just want to sort of set them up so that they're easier to work with. If you try and cut raw sausages, the sausage meat kind of goes gloopy and ends up all over the place. So we'll grab those out of the oven here. There we go.
Ooh, lovely.
So as you can see, they're a little bit firmer. And I'll just drop that two onto your board.
Great.
And two onto my board. All we're going to do is just cut them on a bias. Okay, so we can just cut them into little slices.
I'm watching you.
And of course, these sausages, hormone-free, no antibiotics.
Beautiful.
They're air-chilled. Again, another great island product.
I love that. I love supporting the island, and the health factor is great too.
Well, and of course, these chickens never left the island. They've not gone to the mainland to be processed and brought back again. They've not been stressed. They've not been, they led a happy life. Yeah. When we're talking about eating meat, we want to eat happy meat. Meat that's had a nice life. So then we can take our sausages and just, again, scatter them across here.
The spices in that, the seasoning in it
smell
smells
it, can't you? It doesn't just smell wonderful. So we've got the spice from the base, we've got the nice pickle, so we got that acidity in the vegetables, and then we've got this nice, rich meatiness in the sausage.
Beautiful.
And then this is our pièce de résistance. Fairburn Farms water buffalo milk is sent to Courtenay to natural pastures where they make the buffalo mozzarella, the only one of its kind on the island. So it's just a wonderful product.
That's so exciting.
And of course, you really got to do this by hand because you really want to take full benefit of that cheese. So I'm going to split.
Thank you.
And then all you want to do is just rip and tear and shred and
it's so beautiful.
Divide that across the top of that flatbread pizza. We're just about ready. All we need to do is get the baking sheet, which, as I say, I've got in the oven at 500 degrees, so I use the same oven for my sausages. Now what we're going to do is we just bring that to the edge. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the sheet pan over, hold it here, and we'll just sort of slide those straight off and onto the pan. There we go. So be really careful. Don't touch it. Just sort of slip that straight across. A little sizzle. And I can do the same with mine. And then straight back in the oven. And that's only going to take about 5 or 6 minutes.
So really that high heat and then...
That's right. And of course, everything's cooked.
Yeah.
The sausages are cooked. The pizza base is cooked. We're not actually we're just bringing some heat and temperature. We've got that nice high heat in the bottom there. So, Dan, what do you see as the future of Czech? Is there any cool projects or anything up on the horizon we can look out for?
I think it's one of those things that it's just going to continue to grow. I mean, we started with nothing. We started at 0. We had 29 employees. We've now grown to 72. So there's growth there, and I think we just need to keep growing. It's baby steps, though. I think some people go, well, why aren't you doing this yet? And why aren't you doing this? Well, it's baby steps. We're an independent company. We have to get there. But we have lots of things planned in the future, lots of excitement going. It's just great to be involved in the community, to be involved in it.
We may have gone a little heavy-handed on the cheese, but that's okay.
Look at that.
That's okay too. Look at that.
That goes down the same way, right?
That's right. What I also like to do is just a little bit more olive oil because again, that olive oil just lubricates it and gives it a little bit more lusciousness. Okay. Beautiful. So should we dive in? Let's go for yours. Let's go.
Really?
For yours. Now these have started to set up a little bit, so now they're a little bit firmer. Look at that cheese, just
That cheese is so beautiful, and these sausages.
And we try and be as elegant and distinguished as we can.
You didn't give me the most elegant dish to.
There's no real elegant way to eat pizza, is it? It's just
dive in.
Cheers. Thank you very much for coming.
That's amazing.
Isn't that nice? And the spice just comes in nice and gently. The creaminess of the cheese.
It is.
the
It's
sausages.
a creamy spicy, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, that coconut milk really, really helps.
Cheers again.
Thank you very much. And there we have some of the flavors of the Cowichan Valley. Here we have it, hot off the presses. For all the great local recipes from season 1 and 2 of Flavours, see our brand new cookbook available now in a bookstore near you. Or go to our website, flavoursofthewestcoast.net, for a full listing.
This is the Fat Tug IPA. We feel this beer would be perfectly paired with the buffalo mozzarella spicy coconut sambal pizza. The hop-forward nature of this beer would really complement the spice. It's strong enough and hoppy enough to stand up to any kind of spicy dish. The Fat Tug IPA won Beer of the Year in 2011. It's brewed at Driftwood, which is in downtown Victoria, just down the street from the Irish Times pub.
Rod Phillips from Liquor Plus. Once again, I challenge you to come up with 3 selections to go with this spicy dish.
Well, the gauntlet being made of coconut husk was a real good one. So I had to pick it up with delicate hands and really try to find a way to use that as a piece of art and use these wines and the beer that I selected as a frame to bring out different parts of it. Yeah. The first one I'm going to give you is the St. Hubertus, or the Oak Bay Gewürztraminer. This one to me is just purely consumer friendly. But when I put it together with the sambal and the coconut, oh, magic happens.
This is incredibly floral on the nose, isn't
Absolutely.
it? Lots and lots of beautiful, fresh scents.
So you can see right away, you're gonna make your friends look really good by tasting that wine with them. It feels good, but you put that with the coconut and the sambal, and it adds a really delightful frame, a spicy yet sweet, invigorating.
And yet
frame.
it's got the mouthfeel. It's going to kind of mirror the cheese, and it's got that sort of rich mouthfeel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Beautiful,
exactly.
beautiful.
Exactly. Now the next one we're going to go to is Primitivo, the Torre Mora. I just love saying it. Torre Mora.
Torre Mora.
Torre Mora. Primitivo, which has a real earthy context to it. But what I liked most about this particular wine is the way the acidity works with it. So the fresh acidity will work well with those spices, but the depth and the character and a little bit of pucker will work well with the sausage and the cheese.
That really does. Like you say, you just get that little pucker in the mouth.
Can you do that again? That was very good.
You like that?
Really
you like that? I've been working on that for a while.
Right. Now the last one is a very, very local one. This is done by Lighthouse Brewing, and this is their Switchback IPA.
That's delightful.
Isn't that great?
That's really good.
I mean, so well balanced.
Rod, again, you've done an excellent job. Our pizza has been framed perfectly with our wines and our beer.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Flavours of the West Coast is made possible by the generous contributions of the Victoria Pub Company, Country Grocer, and Fortis BC.